Yo nerds, happy Homebrew Wednesday on a Friday. I'm just actually down here getting ready for the big Fond du Lac Brew Fest tomorrow. We're going with some guys over to Fond du Lac. We're gonna go to a brew festival, and this one's cool because there's a homebrew alley, they call it. So there's a whole bunch of homebrew clubs from around Wisconsin. I think we're all Wisconsin clubs, as far as I know. Maybe there's some from outside, like down across the border on the bad side of things in Illinois. But basically, it's a bunch of homebrew clubs. Gonna pour beer, drink some beers, meet some guys. It'll be cool. I'm going up with Jake, with Aaron, we're gonna meet up with Tyler. I'm going with my buddy Brock, and maybe we'll get Brock on a video. We'll have enough beers that we'll get Brock on a video. But it should be a pretty rad time. I've never met Tyler like in the flesh, so I'm pretty excited about that. I just packaged up some beers to take up there to send home with Tyler and Aaron, since I don't see those guys very often. Brock and Jake get my beer all the time. They're probably sick of it by now. So happened to kick my keg of Drop Temp Nate though. I was hoping to package off at least a sixer of that, but I got about 2 bottles and then it kicked. So turns out Drinky here drank it all, which is a bummer, but you know, whatever. So I'm taking 2 beers up there to pour. I have a porter, a robust porter that I made that's about 7.8%. It's actually a single decoction porter because I undershot the shit out of my mash temp. So it turned into a single decoction thing. I think I've done that on a video, some brew day video once before. Came out pretty good. I ran it through a contest 2 weeks ago. It scored okay. It was a little young still, so for 8%, it needed a little time to mellow out. So I'm gonna pour some of it up there and see what happens. I may bottle a couple off for another comp. I don't know, maybe I'll throw that in NHC. We'll see. I don't know if it's NHC worthy though. But I've got a couple other beers that I think I just need to win a medal at nationals one time, and then I'm done entering competitions forever. But I have this thing. I've been super close a couple times. I scored beers in the 40s in the national finals and didn't win. Didn't even place in the top 3. So one of these days we're gonna do it. But I picked up some beers today. So I don't know if anybody's had this beer. It's called Half Pipe. Totally rad Tart Pale Ale, bro. But actually, it's a pretty damn tasty beer. I've done some beers similar to this. I really like hopped Berliners. This is probably bigger and maltier than a Berliner. I don't know what the ABV is. 5.0. So it's big. There we go. Sorry, I had a little storage problem. Funny story about the storage problem in a second. I don't know, this is a cool beer though, from Tallgrass out of Kansas. I really like their 8-bit pale ale, and this is kind of like a tart version of that beer. So I assume it's a little kettle sour deal. It's not bad. It's got a nice solid tartness. It's not nuts, but it's good. Speaking of tart beers, this is the other beer I'm taking up to that Fond du Lac Fest. Oh, it's almost got the glow thing going. This is a strawberry Florida Vice, which I think is going to be good. I finally jammed enough freaking strawberry into it. This is a kettle sour beer that I had a full like grain to glass. It's going to be grain to festival video. It's going to be rad. But in brewing this, while I'm like teaching class on how to brew kettle soured stuff and do like kind of a kettle soured primer, because I know Lou and Andrew and I kind of get questions about the kettle soured stuff. So I thought, it'd be cool to put a video out about this is how these beers work, or at least how they work for me. Which take that shit with a grain of salt.
dear world on the current.
And my pH meter was off when I brewed it. So I was using my pH meter, and there's a couple times this video I'm like, God, man, that's reading seems weird, but whatever. So I recalibrated, and I was like I was like 0.4 of a point high. So all of my readings are off. All the information I gave the video was fucking bullshit. Which in turn made this beer sour down further than I probably would have wanted. This thing soured down to a pH of like right in between 3.0 and 3.1, which is pretty tart. Normally, if I was going to brew a fruited, dry hopped sour, I would do it to like 3.4, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't seem crazy, but pH is really, like, little steps are a big difference. So this beer was real tart, and the dry hop is basically hidden by the tartness, just because I think the pH is so freaking low. So I put strawberry, two things of strawberry amaretti into the primary. Completely lost. I mean, there was strawberry in there, but you had to hunt for it. So then I started busting out the tincture game and messing with some tinctures and trying to just get some fresh strawberry flavor back into this thing. And I think it's working. It's still really freaking tart, but I think it's going to be tasty. I think some people are going to like it. So I'm sure there will be video coming from this festival tomorrow. Man, it's tomorrow already. That's rad. Hopefully we can do some group beer reviews. I'm going to try and take some home brews up there from other BrewTube nerds, and we'll give them the good old Josh and Aaron treatment. So with hopefully Brock and Jake and this guy Andy that I've met once but seems like a cool guy, Tyler, and who knows who else. So we're gonna split some beers up and, you know, chuck them down our neck. So yeah, so I'm gonna finish building some picnic taps, because this one is short and end. I used to use these for my kegerator way back when, and since I've got my faucets, haven't really used them much, but tomorrow's a good opportunity, so I just got to throw a pin lock end on that for one of my beers, and I need to track down a ball lock faucet, and then we'll be good to go. So stay tuned tomorrow for Lunacy. If you're part of the round table, I'm sure it's going to be a shit show, but if not, I'm sure there'll be some videos coming out. I will for sure try and just do around the festival, and maybe a video of me, kissing Tyler on the head, because I like Tyler. He sends me beer in the mail, so you got to kiss him on the head for that, right? Yeah, and if you get a chance to track this beer down, give it a run. It's a cool beer. I like it a lot, actually. It's odd to drink two sour beers side by side, because mine is way more sour than this. But this is still good. It's got, I shouldn't drink them side by side, because it brings out a weird flavor in the tall grass one. But that's probably because this is so freaking sour. So anyway, wrap that up. I'm gonna make a faucet and pack some stuff up and get ready to roll out tomorrow morning. Shooting video bright and early. Cheers, nerds. Happy Homebrew Wednesday on a Friday. I'm not going to do the chug thing either, because I'm bad at chugging beer.